Okay guys, so I did say in the last video I was going to do just one video sort of publicly for this blog post for the rank and rent blog post, but I think better I cut it down into smaller pieces, that one initial video that I was going to do, but it's covering the same things anyway. Anyway, so let's get started with this. So if I type into SEPstat here, seed keyword like I put into the article there, luxury and New York. Okay, so I'm just going to do the search, and we can see how we can dig sort of deep into specific sort of niches as we go deeper and deeper into the keyword research. Now I'm using SEPstat. SEPstat does not have as big a database as what Ahrefs or SEMrush has. It's got some limitations in comparison with those kind of tools. Okay, it's kind of a newer tool on the market, but I just wanted to use this one as a demonstration because it's not expensive compared to the other tools, and you can see that you can use it perfectly well for this kind of strategy. So if you're looking for a tool like Ahrefs, this is a good sort of affordable alternative, and I will demonstrate that here in this video as well. Okay. Right now, what we can see here is we got an overview, and we only got about 30 search volume for that particular keyword, luxury New York. Now, when we come into this section here that says SEO research, and we go into the keyword selection, you're going to see that we've got 334 keywords now that we can sort of tap into. And when we start to look into these different keywords, what I like to do is to have a little sticky note. And basically what I did is go through some of these and start to take some notes of what the keywords are that seem to be the most popular. So for example, you can see here I've got, let me just make this bigger actually, if I can make the font bigger so you can see it better. Yeah. So I've got keywords like apartments, houses, hotels, cars, dealerships, cabins, townhouses, condos, car rental, resorts, penthouses, spa, interior design, log cabins, outlets, and lofts. Okay, so when I go through those kind of keywords, it gives you some suggestions of what we can actually go after. Now, within that basic seed search here, we've got two different things happening, or two possible things that we can go after, I should say. Okay, one is high volume kind of keywords, and the other is high value kind of keywords. And at times in here you get a combination of both, because when you put in the term luxury with New York, you're getting these kind of keywords like apartments and lofts and penthouses and condominiums and condos, etc., which are all high value. And plus, when we look at the search volume in here, you can see there's reasonable traffic here. Even though that 480 searches, for example, doesn't look like high traffic, if you think about the value of a potential customer for the person who's advertising for that, or the person who wants to rank for that, or the person who's doing PPC for that, then you can start to see, this is really high value kind of keywords. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a combination, and we can make it even more if we wanted to just dig into the houses, the hotels, the apartments, the dealerships, or whatever. If you want to just dig into them individually, then you're going to find higher volume keywords related to them. Okay, but I want to try and keep it as tight as possible with New York. Okay, so what I like to do in this kind of situation is basically just export these, which I've already done, so you don't have to watch me exporting it and saving it to my desktop, etc. And what I like to do next is go into related questions as well. Okay, and within the related questions we can see less data, but it's still enough for us to work with. For example, we can see the search volume, we can see the cost per click, and we can see how many competitors inside the PPC sort of marketplace for these particular keywords. Okay, another thing that we can do is we can actually go into the PPC research, and we can look at their keywords. Okay, and you will find in here we've got 66 main keywords being used around the keyword luxury and New York. Okay, and again, mainly apartments and things like that. Now that is going to be a very, very competitive niche. it might not be something that you want to sort of go and do. But if I pull over again my sort of list of modifiers that I took from that initial search, you can see we got keywords down here like, well, we've got penthouses, we've got townhouses, and these two might be less competitive, and they might give us an easy sort of access into the SEO side of getting sort of quick win traffic. So if I come back in here and I put in the keyword lofts in here, oops, it doesn't let me just put in luxury, lofts, New York, okay. This can maybe give us a better insight into a way to get into that particular niche, in the sort of real estate niche in New York, in a way that, let me just start again from this, in a way that is less competitive, okay, but still high value. I'll just come back to the beginning here. I'll put this in here. Okay, so in the overview, all we're getting here is just one keyword research result in here. So we got New York luxury lofts, okay, and we got a search volume of 50 per month and a cost per click of 144. Now if I come into the SEO research, if I click on keyword selection, it's the same thing. It's going to related keywords, and here now we can start to see a lot more keywords start to show up, okay. So we got things like New York luxury lofts in New York, you know, all these kind of related kind of terms. Okay, now all of these, if I just filter in here, and I want to put in the keyword loft, click on apply the filter, then you can see I've got, how many did I get back? It doesn't actually say how many I got back unless I scroll down, just bear with me. So we've got more than 100. Let's see how many I can get here. Okay, we've got 100 come back from them for the plan that I've got in here. Okay, that's fine. So we can take those 100 keywords. I can just put export only keywords and take the TXT file and open this up. Now, actually that's the wrong way to do this. If I do this actually from the CSV, it's going to be easier. Now what we can do is we can take these keywords and we can use them to put into somewhere like Longtail Pro, or we can just keep digging and see if it's worthwhile to do. So let's just keep digging for now. We can go in here as well and go into the content marketing section, click on search questions. When we come in here, it looks kind of good up here when you see these modifiers in here, but as we start to scroll down, you can see there's not that many questions being brought back in here. Okay, so what I would say with this one, looking at it just from the search suggestions that we got in here and from the related keywords that we got in here, is that there is volume here. And probably it's going to be easier to rank for these kind of keywords with the keyword loft in them, and it might be an easy way into a very, very high value sort of marketplace if you want to go ahead and do that. But what I would suggest is that we keep digging for now. So that is one option, and I would not rule it out because it's just an easier way in to that real estate market. But I want to go and have a look at some of these other modifiers that we've got in here. Now if I choose cabins, okay, we can see here cabins, and we just come back into the main search stat page, and I put in here cabins, luxury cabins, wasn't it? Luxury cabins New York. Okay, now we can go and see if there's anything here as far as the search volume and easy to rank for. See if there's anything really stands out. Now again, with the overview in SERPstat, you don't get that many keywords. You only start to get more keywords when you get into related and search questions, and also if you go into the content marketing site here, you will get some search questions. And also you've got a PPC section in here as well, which can give you some more analysis as well. Okay, so I'm going to do the keyword research. the related keywords in here. And when I do that, you can see I've got a lot more answers come back. Now, when we're looking at the search volumes for these, again, it's not huge. It's absolutely not huge, but there's a whole bunch of keyword phrases that we could probably bundle into sort of traffic scout or campaigns where we can go and find how easy they are to rank for, and again for Video Attack Alpha campaigns where we can run the user signals to a video that's ranking somewhere in the top 100, for example, of YouTube or Google, and we can push that up just by using user signals, just by getting some click-through rate from the search results, and then Video Attack Alpha watching the video for about sort of 95 to 100% of the video. And the beauty of that system is that it doesn't actually take that many user signals to start to bump you up quite quickly. And with the Rank Attack SEO system, with the second tier backlinking kind of system we put in there, we found that we can actually push into page one very quickly for both the video and for the blog post that you link to from the video description. Okay, so when we see these kind of keywords kind of clustered like this, it gives us an opportunity, in my mind anyway, that we can put a Video Attack Alpha campaign, and plus we can put it into a traffic scout campaign where we can find it easy to rank keywords that have got traffic as well. Okay, so it's not just easy to rank keywords like you would do with the typical keyword poking campaign, because a lot of those keywords, you know, you might find that you're ranking for in a campaign for 250 keywords. How many of them have traffic? Which ones should you actually spend time or effort or money to go and rank or to put content on? You need to find which ones have got traffic. That's what the traffic scout system is all about. Okay, anyway, when we're in here, what we can see here is that we've got sort of multiple search volumes, and we're starting to get a whole bunch of different kind of keywords here coming back. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sort this by the volume. Okay, you can sort it by descending. Let's see what happens here. Okay, and when we do that, we can start to see some brand names. Okay, Adiron Dank Cabin Rental, Finger Lakes Rental, and you can start to see some opportunities starting to appear. Okay, cabin rentals in New York. So take away the word luxury, and you got, you know, pretty decent search volume in here, 1,300 search volume. Okay, when we come down a little bit further, glamping. What is that? I don't even know what that is. What is glamping? Okay, and we get into things like vacation rentals. Now there's some interesting stuff in here as well that I noticed before, because we can come in here and look at number 21 here, secluded cabin rentals. Okay, now how competitive would a keyword like that be? And it's got a 720 search volume per month. Okay, so this is a good way where you can pick up some good keywords that you can probably rank for quite easily, and that gives you the opportunity to get some search volume as well. It's got secluded cabin rentals NY, okay, for New York. I don't think that's going to be overly competitive, to be honest, and we can do some further keyword research with it as well. Now, if I take keywords like that, for example, and I've got Longtail Pro open here as well, just to help us out if we needed it, okay, and thankfully we did. Okay, I can put that keyword in here. Just go into the AdWords suggestion box here, and we can do a quick search on it within Longtail Pro. Okay, now what I can do is go in and filter, and I can put my keyword in here so we can find the exact keyword. Okay, and you can see, well, Longtail Pro has a volume of 390 per month, whereas SEPstat has it at 720, but it's still reasonable volume. You can see the keyword competition according to Longtail Pro is going to be 35. It's doable, in other words. Okay, Rank Attack system campaign with that, with Video Attack Alpha, with Video Send Alpha, pretty easy in my opinion, but you never know until you actually do the campaigns themselves. Now, what else we can do here, if you want to do things like rank and rent for video, the good advantage of using a tool like SEPstat is that we can do some filtering, which I cannot do from this section. Usually you can do some filtering to find out which ones has got video on page 1. Okay, now it's not giving me the ability to do the filter from this section, but you can see here this one has got images, this one is a video, Finger Lakes Vacation Rentals, etc. And you can find some good keywords here that have got rankings or feature snippets or videos or feature snippets, sorry, in the rankings on page 1. Okay, so let's come into the search suggestions in here, and you can see it keeps it very, very tight when you do this within SEPstat. And these keywords here are the keywords that I put into the Longtail Pro. Okay, so as we sort of dig in deeper and deeper and deeper into the cabins, we can start to see some other things as well. If I just come back to related searches in here, start to scroll down and looking at some of the modifiers and things, what we start to see is that we have some good sort of sub keywords or sub niches within this. For example, we've got mountains cabin rentals. Okay, so you can see here Catskill cabin rentals. We've got secluded. What was the keyword? Was secluded something, I can't remember. 720 search volume, I remember that much. Let's just find it so I know what I'm doing. Okay, secluded cabin rentals, we've got mountain cabin rentals. So if we go into those kind of keywords and we take off the New York, okay, let's see what happens. Go into secluded cabin rentals. Let's dig a bit deeper into this. Now I probably have to go back to the home page of this one again, which I will do here. We can do the search, and then we will do another search for mountain cabin rentals as well. So again, you can see in here secluded cabin rentals, 820 here for the main keyword. If we're looking at locations, you can see Michigan has got 720, New York or NY 720, Virginia 720, Smoky Mountain 480. So we're starting to see more and more keywords in here that we can probably go and target. If I click on all here and bring this back, now this is where maybe we can do better filtering in here. Okay, so now I can click on this and we can go and look for specific elements in the search engines. Okay, and we can choose from here videos, for example. So if you want to do rank and rank for videos, this is a good way to find out. Okay, and you can see we've got 4 here: secluded cabin rentals in Virginia, Smoky Mountain, etc., etc. And you can see the volumes combined for these going to about 1,500 probably for all of them combined, but probably they're going to have a whole bunch of other related keywords that you can rank for as well. Okay, so this has taken us a little bit deeper, and we've gone broader from New York into sort of Smoky Mountain and into different areas of America. And you know, if you wanted to put up a website that was all about cabin rentals, then this is a good way to do it, because then you can put all these different locations and you can put some specific content for those locations and images and videos and stuff like that, and you can drive traffic and get some sort of quick wins for you to be able to drive traffic immediately and start to generate leads that you can sell, okay, or you can rent the whole thing. Okay, so if you wanted to do that kind of strategy, then later make a website that you rent out to somebody in New York, for example, or somebody in one of those areas, then you can just basically break it off. You're just going to create an exact match domain for that particular region or area or location, and you can basically just redirect a page that you got over there as well. So you've got some, you know, sort of ranking. You've got some ranking redirect happening. I was going to say ranking backlinks, but it's not really going to be ranking backlinks unless you send backlinks to it. Okay, so you know, we can start to pick off some of these just with the filters pretty easily. Now if I get rid of videos here and I come down and I look at things like the featured snippets and also ask for, this is going to give us some ideas as well. Now usually what you will find, well I think always what you're going to find, is that you will not get feature snippets and local maps on the same page. Okay, So I'm going to do one then the other. Okay, so I would do both kinds of featured snippets with the featured snippets itself and the people also ask, and we'll filter for that and see what we can find here. And only one, no keywords here. Okay, so it's probably going to have to come down to the local maps. Let's try. And here we got a whole bunch of local maps that gives you a huge opportunity. You can see this opportunity here is really standing out now, yeah? And when we look at search volumes, again, it's not huge, okay? But it depends on the value of the customer. It depends on the value of the sale. Now, what I did mention in the article was that when you're looking at value of a particular niche, you've got to take into account things like seasonal, and you've got to take into account things like repeat business from that particular customer from the lead that you generate. Okay, that's how you have to take it all into consideration when you're creating the value for you know, how much to rent for or sell your leads for or whatever. And one of the best ways to do that is to go and have a look in places like Offer Vault, and I think I mentioned 3 different websites there where you can look for some offers that are basically CPA or local affiliate marketing offers where they will pay you per lead, and see what people are charging there for it, and use that as a benchmark if you can find within the niche that you're looking at. But here we can see a massive opportunity because it's not just the search volume for these exact keywords. There are many related keywords around these as well. Okay, so the first one, the top 3 here are Smoky Mountains, Colorado, Tennessee. Okay, so you know, you can start to see that we can put in together some keyword clustering around a local area as well, that we can, you know, rank for multiple keywords with one piece of content. Okay, if you're not sure how to do that, you can watch the content SEO course that I did about 3 or 4 months back, which is available that you can purchase. Okay, so from this, if I wanted to sort of dig in deeper, what I would normally do is come over to Longtail Pro as well. Okay, now coming into Longtail Pro, this gives me a lot of options that we can dig even deeper and get some related keywords. Okay, so the other thing that we can do in here as well is we can go into the top pages, and in the top pages we can see all the keywords that they're ranking for. Okay, so for example, you can see this one here, vacation cabin rentals, is, you know, from cabinusa.com, category vacation cabin rentals, and we got secluded cabin rentals, and you can see he's ranking for 28 different keywords for that particular for that particular page. So he's ranking for multiple keywords, and this is a good way that we can grab those keywords, and you know, they're very closely related, most of these. Secluded cabin rentals in Tennessee, a ton in here for Gatlinburg, and you just have to sort of filter through and organize them. Now, my geography of that area is not that good. I've got no idea where some of these places are, but you can see a Gatlinburg TN, so it must be in Tennessee. There's a good opportunity there for just one page about rentals in Tennessee, for example, and you can rank for a whole ton of these kind of keywords. How competitive it is, put them into Longtail Pro and get some feedback from there. But you know, always the best way to check is to see what's ranking on the first page of Google anyway. Now, the other thing that you can do in here, before I go back into Longtail Pro actually, because I want to take some keywords from here, is if we come down to the analysis, let me just go back up to keyword research and content marketing. We can search the questions that people are asking. Okay, so we can put in here cabin rentals, and we can do a search for questions that people are asking. Okay, and you can see we're getting a few here, not huge amounts. Let me just jump into the optimization alpha, or ChiPKit alpha as it's called now, and I'll just go into the optimized video section in here, and for the questions in here, I'm just going to put in here cabin rental. Now, if you're going to do this kind of search with any of these tools, try not to use the plural like I just did in SERPstat, because you will get less results. If you use the singular, you will get more results. Okay, let's just see. Got to go into the questions area here, and you can see that it's pulled back 69 questions. Now if I just copy all of these and copy it into clipboard, then that gives me some extra questions that I can go in, and I can go into Longtail Pro into the manual keyword entry, and I can put those 69 questions in here, and we can retrieve those. So what I'll do is I'll pause the video until we got some results come back from here.